Hello, B1 family. Welcome back to the channel, the YouTube channel, The Big Black American Secret. My name is Daniel, and today I'm going to talk to you about the monkeypox and hopefully shed some light on what's something you may not have really been told to in the national news narrative. Okay, but before I get into that, I want to read to you the goal of the channel. The goal of the channel is to build an unstoppable army of knowledgeable black melanated people in America and around the world that understand that we as melanated people have one enemy worldwide, and that enemy is the system of racism, white supremacy. Our mission through education is to replace this evil system with the system of freedom, justice, and equality as laid out by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. We will need your help in building this knowledgeable army. You can help by subscribing to this channel, by donating to this cause through Cash App or PayPal, and by sharing the videos you watch here and any knowledge that is shared. In doing so together, we help fertilize the mentally enslaved, colonized minds of black, melanated people worldwide, creating the perfect mental conditions for our children to grow up in a better, more balanced world. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's video will be in the description. And as I've stated on one or two of my most recent videos, I am not going to leave this task to my children. We're going to crush the system of racism, white supremacy in my lifetime and in your lifetime. It's going to happen now, before me and you pass on. We will not be leaving this burden to our children. That is the new goal and mission. Okay? Now, the name of this channel is The Big Black American Secret. And the Big Black American Secret is you are an Aboriginal American. I may get into that toward the end of the video, but I want to primarily focus on monkeypox and this whole thing around the monkeypox, and hit on some things that the national news organs will not explain to you on purpose. Okay. That being said, I want to let you know that everything you're going to learn here is already public knowledge. So this is a case of fair use and a warning to YouTube. If you try to censor this video for any reason, if you try to block it for any reason, you will be facing a lawsuit, because everything you're going to learn is already public knowledge from a few different websites that would be mentioned on this video. There will not be any copyright claims on this video. It's time out for this censorship and trying to harm the American public. It is time out for censorship, because it's all corrupt and the truth has to come out. Okay? So again, fair use to you. There will be none crazy activities on anybody's part to try to block this information from getting out to my people. This video is protected by fair use. Okay? That being said, I'm going to get into it. Now, I'm going to have to rig up my phone so that you could watch the video. And I do personally believe that because we're talking about a subject that's dealing heavily with medicine and science, that you should hear from someone who is a doctor. The first person that you're going to see on the screen is Dr. Amaru X Ali. Okay? He's a doctor. Okay? That's very important for a bunch of reasons, but it lends toward credibility. Okay? So, that being said, like I said, I'm going to situate this camera. Give me a few minutes. Y'all know I'm very low tech. I like to just keep things moving, because time is something that ain't our friend. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, let me see if I can turn this camera around and we'll get on with the getting on. All right. The person on the screen you're looking at is Dr. Amaru X Ali. And I do apologize if I'm ruining his name. I don't mean to. But he has done some research that I think everybody needs to see, especially everybody who's melanated. Very important. Okay, so we're going to get into this in a few minutes. Just let me get to the part in the video that's very important. Again, we won't watch this whole video. You'll have the information. I may put the video link in the description. If I can, I will do that. And you can also pause this video and write down anything that you would like to have noted. Okay, so I'm gonna get my volume turned on here in a second and we'll get to it.
Power on.
Okay.
All right. So this is PubMed. I'm not making nothing up. When I say monkeypox has been around since 1958, I need you to understand it's been around since 1958. And here's the article. Monkeypox virus, MPXV, was discovered in 1958 during an outbreak in an animal facility in Copenhagen. So keep in mind, these were not wild monkeys out in the wild that they found that were sick. These were monkeys in a biological facility in 1958 who were being tested, who got the monkeypox. These were animals who were under the control of scientists. Monkeypox has revealed a propensity to infect and induce disease in a large number of animals within the mammalia class from pan-geographical locations. This finding has impeded the elucidation of the natural host, although the strongest candidates are African squirrels and other rodents. Experimentally, MPXV, now, squirrels and rodents. Why isn't it called the squirrel pox or the rodent pox? This is a very good reason. It's a very good reason. And they're going to tell you why. All right? There's also something that's going to come after the monkeypox called the mousepox. And that'll be around 2025. I guarantee you, right afterwards. Experimentally, MPXV can affect animals via a variety of multiple different inoculation routes. However, the natural route of transmission is unknown and is likely to be somewhat species specific. In this review, we have attempted to compile and discuss all published articles that describe the experimental or natural infections with MPXV, dating from the initial discovery of the virus through to the year 2012. We further discuss comparative disease courses and pathologies of the host species. Orthopoxes, so this is in the family of what's called orthopoxes. Remember that term. Have host specificities ranging from narrow, all right, to broad. Monkeypox virus has a broad host range and is capable of infecting many species from across the globe. In nature, the major environs of MPXV are restricted to the Congo Basin in West Africa. The MPXV virion is a brick-shaped envelope virus of 250 to 250 nanometers, characterized by surface tubules and dumbbell-shaped core. Humans and highly susceptible non-human primates infected with monkeypox have near identical clinical manifestations compared to humans infected with VARV. What is VARV? VARV is smallpox. This is where it gets interesting. And this is where you're going to get all the data. So now I'm going to scroll down to my 34th source on this page. All right, keep going. All these tables. I'm going to go down to my 34th source, and I want to show you the original article, so you have that information, of where this comes from. right, just go to Google Scholar. Here we go. This is the 1958 article, A Pox-like Disease in Cynomolgus Monkeys. During the summer and fall of 1958, 2 outbreaks of a non-fatal pox-like disease in Cynomolgus monkeys have been observed in the monkey colony in this institute. Both outbreaks occurred rather late after the monkeys had been received, i.e. 51 and 62 days after arrival. So they were already there for 2 months. Then, boom, here comes this virus. And only a small percentage of the exposed animals show signs of illness. This paper presents observations of the epidemiological and clinical manifestations of the disease. All right, so they're just talking about it. This is the 1958 article. So it has a history. It's 2022 now. They've been dealing with monkeypox for a very long time. I'm going to show you how they've been dealing with monkeypox for a very long time. And we're going to make this very, very easy. Now, what you have here make this bigger. This is an article. I wrote an entire book and it's on the website with the remedies and every piece of detail I'm putting in here. It's already in a 41-page book on the website. I think it's only $20. You can get it and it's on the monkeypox and it tells you all of this detailed research. So along with this video, it'll be very helpful. All right, so let's go and let's see. Talk about the World Health Organization when an American scientist came to the World Health Assembly and proposed in 2016 to take the old dead smallpox virus, use gain of function techniques to make it more lethal, then inject it into monkeys to create a new monkeypox and smallpox. It would be smallpox in a monkey. And I'm going to show you the funding that he got for all of this and the discussion before the WHO and the World Health Organization. And they rejected his idea of using these techniques. He came back to the United States of America and started his project and got, for that particular one, $35 million to take the old smallpox, all right, variola virus, and upgrade it, make it a weapon, inject it into monkeys, and then the monkeys start getting monkeypox. This is from 2016 to 2018 and 19. Now, boom, we have monkeypox amongst the public. Smallpox was supposed to be dead. Monkeypox was pretty much nothing. Now you're getting a major lethal outbreak. And I'm going to prove to you that because it's smallpox made as a bioweapon, these scientists say that it is aerosolized, meaning you can put it in the air. For all the people with weak immune systems who don't eat right by the way that we are teaching, I'm going to just say it, by the way that we are teaching, that's eating right at this point on the planet until somebody does superior, proven research. And taking the particular supplements we recommend that you take just to keep all of your gene functions in your immune system functioning properly. You're going to have some problems. It's going to get ugly. It's already ugly. It's going to get uglier. All right. 69th World Health Assembly. This is carried out, this is Geneva, May of 2016. Dangerous proposal for gain of function modification of smallpox virus must never be approved. In 2014 and 15, the World Health Organization Scientific Committee overseeing small.
Now, anytime you hear gain of function, I want you to pay very close attention because that's one of the things I want to bring to your awareness to. Gain of function, okay?
Smallpox virus research, all right, turned down 3 projects proposed by the United States scientists. His name is Peter Jarling. I'm going to show you who he is. To use live smallpox, variola virus. The report of the ACVVR does not describe what the proposals were as far as his paper proposals, but we have them anyway. It has come to light in a documentary, film 2, released by the New York Times on May 18th, however, that at least one of those projects was a proposal to create a new and very dangerous form of smallpox virus that is adapted to monkeys. Now, you hear people online saying that this is from the COVID jab. This is the COVID jab. This is the COVID. It's not the COVID jab. See, y'all, sometimes y'all just be saying shit. Just to say stuff. Because you don't take your time to do research. This is not the result of the jab. This is something they already had prepared, just like they got the mousepox prepared. It's not going to be the result of the vaccinations for monkeypox, the 2 that they have already out. You have to do well-rounded research to see how these people actually do things, their methodology. Then you can come in, you can narrow your research down and get it right. All right? It has come to light in a documentary film released by the New York Times on May 18th, however, that at least one of these projects was a proposal to create a new and very dangerous form of smallpox virus that is adapted to monkeys through a technique called serial passaging. See, they have upgraded the serial passaging by creating the lipid envelopes to deliver these things in. That's what the whole different DNA and mRNA techniques were about. How do we develop the lipid systems to deliver this into the membrane of cells? The smallpox serial passaging proposal fits within a controversial class of studies called gain of function experiments. See, back in 2016, they was talking. That's when this was written.
Gain of function. Pay attention.
So gain of function is not new. That is research in which a pathogen is deliberately induced to acquire dangerous new characteristics such as enhanced virulence or, as in this case here, an expanded host range. It is extremely important that the World Health Organization member states at the 69th World Health Assembly draw attention to the fact that the ACVVR acted correctly to deny this proposal and to emphasize in plenary and other discussions that all gain-of-function research with smallpox is prohibited, whether it's based on serial passaging, biotechnological, or other techniques. Why is the U.S. proposal to the novel monkey-adapted smallpox so dangerous? 1. Under natural circumstances, smallpox only infects humans. This was a key factor aiding the success of the World Health Organization smallpox eradication program, making smallpox the only disease to date that has been successfully eradicated in the wild. Now, keep in mind that smallpox was weaponized in World War II. And this was used on Aboriginals. So we need to pay really, really, really close attention to this. because this is something that is going to affect us in a major way. A major way. All right. Smallpox, for those of you.
All right, so I'm gonna fast forward it to another section really quickly.
Smallpox virus does not naturally infect other animals. Once smallpox was eliminated from the human population, outbreaks ceased to occur. People were no longer exposed to sources of the virus in the environment, unlike what happens with many other dangerous viruses such as Ebola, MERS, SARS, and Zika. Monkeys can only be induced to develop smallpox disease under unnatural laboratory conditions by extraordinarily high doses injected intravenously, sometimes in combination with aerosol exposure. In order to create a new smallpox virus that is adapted to monkeys by serial passaging.
You see, technically, what he's explaining, and this is on a governmental website. Um, Monkeypox doesn't occur naturally in the wild, but anytime this is reported on, they make us think that they found some monkeys in the wild that has this disease that has now gotten hold to some people. Now the people getting sick. You see what I'm saying? No, these monkeys were infected in a laboratory with this disease in an effort to weaponize the disease. Please understand, it's always about population control. Okay, so keep listening.
Scientists would infect one monkey with a massive dose of human smallpox and then take the virus from that monkey and inject it into another, and so on over multiple generations until the virus strain changed in ways such that it most readily infected monkeys. Quite possibly, such a virus could be casually transmitted between monkeys and could have novel characteristics in other mammals, including humans. The U.S. scientist proposing the research rationalizes that a novel serially passed monkey smallpox is a good idea for development of vaccines and drugs, but sufficient vaccines and drugs already exist and have and are on track for regulatory approval without need for such a virus. If a monkey adopted smallpox virus were to escape laboratory, this is 2016, they're saying this now, laboratory containment by an accident or deliberate act, the result could be the creation of a smallpox natural reservoir where none presently exists, meaning nobody had smallpox. If a natural reservoir of smallpox virus existed decades ago, the World Health Organization eradication program might never have succeeded. Unpredictable results for human disease. Let's go. How would a monkey adapted smallpox strain behave in humans? The answer cannot be known without infecting humans, something that, of course, is an ethical impossibility. No, it's not. It's happening now, 6 years later. So creation of monkey adapted smallpox will exacerbate one of the key problems the World Health Assembly has encountered trying to reach consensus on destruction of smallpox virus stocks. So they wanted to destroy all of them. The dog chasing his own tail phenomenon in smallpox virus research. New research projects like this proposal breed new man-made what-ifs prompted by the research itself, and although the public health needs for smallpox virus identified by the World Health Assembly are satisfied, and the World Health Organization public health experts have concluded the virus should be destroyed, this sort of experiment prompts arguments from a small group of smallpox researchers for more research, arguing that monkey-adapted smallpox is distinct from other strains. They might say the monkey-adapted strain create the need for a new round of research in and of itself. But as D.A. Henderson, who led the World Health Organization smallpox eradication program, has remarked, The less that is done with smallpox virus today, the better off humanity is, particularly considering the several licensed effective vaccines, rapid and accurate diagnostics, and antiviral drugs that already exist. Indeed, it would be supremely ironic if experiments to create a novel monkey smallpox were used to mount campaigns to do more vaccine and antiviral research targeted at the threat of this or other novel man-made strains. The dog chasing
Novel man-made strains. COVID-19 was created in a laboratory. Think about that.
is his own tail. And so this is just going on.
Just like this monkeypox, created in a laboratory. But they make us think that it's some natural freak incident that's been going on. No. This is something that the world's governments have been using for very evil reasons. So we have to pay attention.
All right.
Okay, so let's get on to the next portion.
Created research facility at Fort Detrick, Maryland. Peter Jarling. And what is this about? All right, Project One. Right in your face. Viral pathogenesis of orthopox viruses and development of countermeasures against infection introduction and objectives. Characterized monkeypox virus infection for non-human primates by intravenous and intrabronchial route. This is 2009. He was given a total of $34.269 million. Approximately $34 million to do research on these orthopoxes and to figure out how to get smallpox into the monkey. This is back in 2009. Then he's at the World Health Organization, the World Health Assembly's smallpox gathering, and he's telling them what he already had money for. He had the money since 2009. So he wanted the World Health Organization backing to carry out what he had already figured out after getting the money. Then you start looking at the other stuff that he got. This man got over 155 million tax dollars to do research to fuck you up. Your tax dollars. Now y'all see why indigenous people don't pay taxes. Now y'all see why. Now y'all see why. This is madness. It's madness. It's madness. It is madness. Bruh. That's the money right there. This is the National Institute of Health. I'm not making shit up. These people took monkeys, injected them with variola virus, weaponized variola virus, studied by this particular scientist. And let's look him up. Let's look him up. Let's just look the dude up, so we'll know. Okay, who is this dude? Let's look him up. Straight Wikipedia. We ain't gotta go nowhere else. Shit. Peter Jarling. Here he goes. Here he goes. Let's just look him up. Peter Jarling. Who are you? Peter Jarling is chief of the Emerging Viral Pathogen section of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Jarling received his PhD in medical microbiology from Cornell Medical School. He joined the military as an officer at the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases and remained employed as a civilian after his service. Since 2005, Jaring has been the chief scientist of the NIAID Integrated Research Facility in Frederick, Maryland, and the chief of the Emerging Viral Pathogens Section. His research focuses on the development of animal modes for viruses infecting humans, strategies for vaccination and treatment of serious viral pathogens, and characterization of newly discovered viruses. He oversees BSL-4 labs at Fort Detrick. This is a soldier trained up by them to take viruses and make them lethal, who has $155 million over all of these grants to go ham. Do you know what?
Okay, and fast forward to the last section.
Make no shit up. This is what is happening. So look, PubMed, smallpox appears to have been most effectively and virulently transmitted by fine particle aerosols.
Aerosols. That means they can spray it in the air. That is scary, man. You know?
And therefore should be classified as anisotropic infection, an infection where a route of transmission influences either virulence and or probability of infection, formerly called a preferentially airborne infectious disease.
And see, that right there is how they can put that fear in us. It's airborne. We all need to have our mask on, stay home, protect our children, but they never say that the government created the damn problem. And to me, people, that's the damn problem. That's why I have to get this information out to my people. We cannot allow these people to keep operating in the shadows under no circumstances.
Look at this. I gotta make nothing up. This is not me saying this. Let's keep going. Because this is not it. This is not it. They're going to keep talking about it. Going to keep talking about it. Let's go. Let's keep talking about it. I'm not making nothing up. And I put all this in the book so you can have it. This is the United States Department of Labor. Smallpox as a bioweapon. Although naturally occurring smallpox, let me make this bigger if I can.
And again, this website this one on the screen here, that is the the Department of Labor. You go to the Department of Labor and you go to smallpox, and then you go to smallpox as a bioweapon, and here's what you'll see.
Although naturally occurring smallpox has been eradicated, no it hasn't, it's back. There is still heightened concern that the variola virus might be used as an agent of bioterrorism. By who? Who has it?
The United States government has it. That's who has it.
Why would they go do that? No, y'all all doing it. The concept of using variola virus in warfare is an old one. British colonial commanders considered distributing blankets from smallpox victims among Native Americans as a biological weapon. If a strain of the variola virus could be obtained, it could be manufactured easily and disseminated widely in an aerosol release. A release of smallpox could escalate to a catastrophic global epidemic unless effective control measures can be implemented quickly. Smallpox has been identified by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention as a Category A agent, meaning it has been given high priority due to its potential threat to national security. The following references provide information on the use of smallpox as a bioweapon. Associated issues can be concerned. What?
So you see, people, these governmental agencies worldwide, America, China, Japan, Russia, they're all on the same mind. They create these bioweapons. Now, here's why you're hearing about this. It is to scare us into taking a vaccine that we know nothing about. And remember, the ultimate goal is to control the population. Okay? And if you black in America, that means black folks. White people's numbers are already in negative numbers. They're in negative birth rates. They do not want to control their numbers. Our numbers are the ones that are a danger to them. Please understand. If you've come to this channel by accident, you're in the right place. If you are black, you are in the right place. Because for too long, you have been in the dark about everything. Okay? So now I want to take your attention. See, well, they spoke about gain of function. And it immediately took my mind to what was going on during COVID-19. And I remember this particular broadcast. This is where Dr. Fauci was being interviewed by Paul Rand, Senator Paul Rand. And listen.
I don't expect you today to admit that you approved of NIH funding for gain-of-function research in Wuhan, but your repeated denials have worn thin, and a majority of Americans, frankly, don't believe you. Even the NIH now admits that EcoHealth Alliance did perform experiments in Wuhan that created viruses not found in nature that actually did gain in lethality. The facts are clear. The NIH did fund gain-of-function research in Wuhan.
Gain-of-function research. They never told us what gain of function meant. They only would say little stuff like this, but they never would say it is to turn something into a bio weapon, a weapon of mass destruction. They only just said gain of function. And that lets you know that these people can't be trusted.
Despite your protestations. You can deny it all you want, but even the Chinese authors of the paper, in their paper, admit that viruses not found in nature were created, and yes, they gained in infectivity. Your persistent denials, though, are not simply a stain on your reputation, but are a clear and present danger to the country and to the world. As Professor Kevin Esfelt of MIT has written, gain-of-function research looks like a gamble that civilization can't afford to risk. And yet here we are again, with you steadfast in your denials. Why does it matter? Because gain-of-function research with laboratory-created viruses not found in nature could cause a pandemic even worse the next time. We're suffering today from one that has a mortality of approximately 1%. They're experimenting with viruses that have mortalities of between 15 and 50%. Yes, our civilization could be at risk from one of these viruses. Experiments that combine unknown viruses with known pandemic-causing viruses are incredibly risky. Experiments that combine unknown viruses with coronaviruses that have as much as 50% mortality could endanger civilization as we know it. And here you sit, unwilling to accept any responsibility for the current pandemic and unwilling to take any steps to prevent gain-of-function research from possibly unleashing an even more deadly virus. You mislead the public by saying that the published viruses could not be COVID. Well, exactly no one is alleging that. No one is alleging that the published viruses by the Chinese are COVID. What we are saying is that this was risky type of research, gain of function research, it was risky to share this with the Chinese, and that COVID may have been created from a not yet revealed virus. We don't anticipate the Chinese are going to reveal the virus.
Okay, so that's about enough of that. So I'm gonna turn my camera back around and, you know, okay. All right, so again, I wanted to have you all see what news organs won't show you, won't tell you. Now, everything, well, the last video between Dr. Fauci and Senator Paul Rand, that was political theater. That was political theater. The United States government and a few very rich people were backing Fauci with the gain of function research. Paul Rand represents, how could I put this? It's kind of like when they do things like this, it is to give the United States government the image that, hey, we're looking into this, what's going on. They know what's going on. That gives them plausible deniability. That's a way for the United States government to throw rocks and hide its hand. And I'm saying time out for all that old crazy crap. The only way we can protect ourselves is to know 100% what the hell is really going on. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't mean a few of us. I'm talking about a good number of us really taking our time and listening to a lot of people, not just one or two people, but listen to as many people as you can on one subject. And then pull information from all, because not one person has the complete picture, but everybody got little bits and pieces of the information. If you listen carefully, you understand what I'm saying? You have to have an open mind, and you have to listen to sources that you probably would never even think of. Dr. Amaru X. Ali, he went to these people's websites. This information is out here, but they're not going to explain it to you. That's why I wanted you to hear this from a doctor, someone who is in the field, who knows about microbiology, who understands germs. You understand what I'm saying? And can tell you what it is. It's up to black folks to protect black folks. Our government is not our friend. And that may be hard for a lot of y'all to hear, but it's the absolute truth. If you get a chance, I want you to find the book. Go to the library, buy the book. It's called Medical Apartheid. Medical Apartheid. I believe the author's name is Washington or something. I'm going to Google that real quick because that's important. If you are a melanated person, if you are black-skinned, and you are a slight bit concerned about what the hell is going on, then you need to pay attention and you need to listen, okay? Let me see, book, Medical Apartheid. Okay, yeah, Medical Apartheid. That's a book written by the author Harriet A. Washington. Okay, very important book. Very important book. My older brother turned me on to that book. He sure did. But anyway, very important book. Okay, so, folks, I hope you understand. Gain of function means to weaponize germs. You heard it a lot during the COVID-19, especially when he was talking to Fauci, but they never explained what gain of function meant. It means to weaponize something. And now here we go with the monkeypox. Those monkeys, when they were in the wild, they didn't have no damn monkeypox. No, what they take primates, because primates are, our bodies are closely related to primates. So there you go. Things that can affect a monkey can affect humans. You understand what I'm saying? You can experiment on monkeys and not need governmental oversight, as you just heard. You know what I'm saying? So people, sometimes the truth can be hard to hear, and it takes your time to adjust to it. But here's what I want you to take away from this. The government ain't your friend. Never have been. Okay? If you black, the government ain't your friend. Hell, really, if you're white too or brown, don't really matter. Yellow, the government ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? Please understand what I'm telling you. And I am not a conspiracy theorist. I only go with the facts. You know, and I know I can no longer afford to be ignorant. I'm a black man. Hopefully I'm talking to a black man. Hopefully I'm talking to black women who puts the safety of your children before your own. Who know that you've been lied to and therefore refuse to allow your children to continue to be lied to. I hope them's the people I'm talking to, because again, this channel, the goal of this channel is to build an unstoppable army of knowledgeable, melanated people who not only know who they are, but who wants to destroy the system of racism, white supremacy in our generation, so that our children and our children's children have a better chance at a better life. If you're down for that fight, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell, and hit all so that you're notified when I make videos or go live. This channel is for serious people only. Everybody's welcomed, you know, but you need to be an action taker. What do I mean when I say that? You not only listen to this information, but then you go and you vet the information. And when you find out it's true, you share the information. And you don't care about what people think. Don't care. Just your job is to just say, put it out there. People are going to do what they're going to do with it what they will. But what I have learned over my course of learning is that black people are white supremacists. Yeah. Black people can be white supremacists. In fact, we're trained to be white supremacists. The only thing is, nobody has ever focused on that. You know, we all see the symptoms of it, and we call it little things. We'll call a person who acts a certain way a house nigga or a house negro. You feel me? And all you're really doing is you're describing a person's behavior who is a white supremacist who happens to be black. A person like a Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, the judge on the Supreme Court. His name escapes me right now, but he is a white supremacist. So why is that important? It's important because we are all of the mindset of all black folks think alike to some extent. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't. And this is why you could have a racist police organization with a black police chief at the helm, because he's a white supremacist. You know? And I know I was talking about monkeypox and I'm going off on a whole nother different subject, but granted, it's not a whole different other subject. It's black people being white supremacists is one huge problem that we have that keeps the system of white supremacy hidden from us. Blackface white supremacists are the perfect tool or weapon used against us to defeat us. So what we have to do going forward is call these people out. If they're displaying symbols and signs or signs of being a white supremacist, we let them know, hey, you're a white supremacist and you're dangerous to our people. You had that judge during the Geiger trial showed so much sympathy to that murderer. She go down there and she's hugging her, giving her Bible. What? What? Judges aren't supposed to do that. A judge is supposed to be impartial. You understand? She was displaying white supremacy tendencies. You understand? That's why she was put over the presiding of that trial. They knew how her mindset is and was. People in high places that are black, there is a 98% chance that if you stretch their lifespan out and you look at it in segments, you'll see that they have always been white supremacists. That's why they have been elevated to those levels. People who are black first will not be elevated to those positions because they're black first. That goes counter to the system of racism, white supremacy. But when you put a person in those positions, you give the illusion that there's no racism going on, when there is 100% racism going on. It just has a black face cover. Do you see how dangerous that is? And I'm gonna be honest with you. All of us, in certain areas of our life, at certain times, this white supremacist mindset will come out in us. Even me, in certain understandings and levels and sittings and situations. Now, of course, on a daily basis, I try to purge that shit up out of me. And I urge you to do the same because it's important. Again, we all have had public schooling. We've been inoculated and indoctrinated into religious systems that we should not be involved with. You know what I'm saying? We've all have been raised by parents who've gone through the same training and therefore reinforces in us the same ideology to teach us that white folks are superior and therefore we have to conform to white supremacy to survive. You understand what I'm saying? People, this is such a very important topic that is so taboo, so misunderstood, and so ran from. That's what makes it difficult, the task and goal that we have, but not impossible. Because again, we will destroy the system in my lifetime. I will not pass this task on to my children. Hopefully you feel the same way. And if you do, in the description, please put B1, because we all have to be of the same mindset. And that mindset is B1. We all must be of one mindset. Our uniform is our unifier. Black before everything. Our religion, sexual orientation, political understandings. You understand? Black first. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. I hope you learned something very important. Gain of function means to weaponize a pathogen. In this case, monkeypox. During COVID-19, the coronavirus. It's time to wake up. And on that note, be one.